Welcome to the Sabrina Marie Show. I'm your host, Sabrina Merriman, and I'm super excited for today. You want to know why? Because today is our first show, and I'm so happy about the taping. But there's something else so special about today. Today is special because I got an extraordinary businesswoman, and she is no joke when it comes to promoting her business like no other. She has made it into a great career, and I would love to introduce her. She is my firstborn. They call her twin. She is my daughter, Eboni Merriman. Yay, Eboni, I'm so excited that you are my first guest.
Thank you.
And not only my first guest, but my girl, my daughter, my firstborn, my business entrepreneur. Come on, girl, tell me a little bit about your background.
So I started my career as a fashion designer, and then I switched to being a writer, but then I somehow got back to my first love of design and just being an entrepreneur. So I started my business in 2014 and I took a break in 2016, but we've been back since 2018 and it's been like full speed ahead ever since.
Full speed ahead. So you just got back on the track and anything like that. So tell us about your little break and what made you decide to go back to entrepreneurship, because I know that some people, they start a few things and it get a little hard, difficult, they can't pay the bills. And you know, it kind of little obstacles coming the way. What made you decide to get back into your business after you took a break?
Well, something just kept, calling me back to it. My customers, they wouldn't stop asking about it. People around me wouldn't stop asking about it. Everyone just made it seem like such an important thing to them. So I was like, I gotta bring it back. I can't quit. I was unfulfilled in just working 9 to 5, so I had to make it happen.
Awesome. So being unfulfilled, how do you mean by not being fulfilled? I mean, was it a financial thing? Because I know that me being in cosmetology, I loved cosmetology when I first got into it. I loved it so much that it allowed me to be super creative. It was a self-expression thing. But once I opened up my business and had to start working on the business side and to do things on a corporate level, it kind of took away from my creativity. So it made me not love it as much as I did before. So how do you put yourself back in a position where you find it as a love and not an obligation of like a job?
Definitely delegating tasks to other people, like the day-to-day things like packing orders and customer service. Trying to get other people to do those things definitely help with finding my creativity again. Taking trips where I just do strictly creative work, that definitely helps with making sure that I stay on top of the design aspect of the business.
That is definitely true. I love to travel and get inspiration from different places. Well, I do have a few questions that I want to ask you, and I'm ready to go into it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing is, how did you come up with your business concept and idea? How did you come up with Lost Queens? Because I know that she has a background. Let me just give you a little bit of background. Eboni, she started her entrepreneurship at the age of 16. At the age of 10. 16 is when she acknowledged the business, but she's been working in the same line. So it's just a coincidence that it happened to be in the same line. But when at the age of 10, she had a jewelry line, and she went and she picked out her own things, and she chose the different styles, and I had her go to her peers' parents to sell her product, and she did that at an early age. So she was a salesperson at the age of 10, really. And when she turned 16, I really wanted to turn it over to her. I wanted her to have more control over the business. So she wasn't ready at that time. She wanted to have a little bit of fun with her friends and things like that. But it's just so awesome to see that you have picked this thing back up and it has come full circle. So tell me more about the concept of the business.
So,
because it's not just a regular jewelry line.
So it actually started just as an Instagram. I wanted to help celebrate women. I wanted them to feel beautiful. So I put a special quote along with a photograph of or artwork of a woman. And it grew from there, and I definitely wanted to find a way to monetize that in a way that made women feel special. I wanted them to take a second look in the mirror. I wanted them to take their selfies and feel like a queen, like they feel like royalty when they wear my jewelry. So it grew from an Instagram, and I started the business on a big cartel free website, and I got my first order in like the first 30 minutes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really
30 minutes?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God, because I'm about to start a new line and I'm like, I need her help.
Yeah, so like all of my friends were definitely like supportive of it. Like I had one of my friends, Nakia, she used her camera. Then my other friend, Winnie, was my model, and we just walked along the streets of Brooklyn and found any brick wall and took some photos of like some samples I had, and we sold all of the samples in the first day, and from there it just didn't stop.
Wow, that's amazing. You hear her, she said she sold all the samples in the first day. Man, this girl definitely got it on her.
Yeah,
definitely.
It was amazing. Yeah.
So what was the mission at the outset of your business, at the start of your business? What was the mission?
So I started a blog first. It was the Tale of Two Biddies, and we just highlighted.
Oh yeah, I remember the Tale of Two Biddies.
Yeah, we highlighted just local talent, people that we knew that were doing amazing things. We wanted to highlight them. So from there, I started to meet just like incredible women, incredible Black women, and I felt that we weren't celebrated enough at the time. So that was my mission. I wanted to celebrate us. I wanted to name all of my jewelry after a famous Black woman, and I wanted to let them know, and I wanted to let them know that I honor them, and that I wanted to be like them, emulate them in a way that, I wanted to carry them with me throughout the day. So I named all the pieces after Black women, and we donate 10% of our profit to a woman in need. And so the mission was just to celebrate us.
Okay, so you have a cause with your sales as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So she loves to give back. I wonder where she gets that from. But she loves to give back. That is awesome. I love that. That you have a unique business, that you're not just selling jewelry and it's just not just for fashion and style, but it has a meaning and it has a concept behind it. That is awesome, and that's what makes it absolutely unique about your business and celebrating. Now, being that I'm your mother, I know a little bit more in-depth things. What made you decide to emulate the business, to come up with the concept of using Black women to empower people, when I know as your mom, when you was growing up, most of the pictures on your wall were other than Black women. They were more, Sex in the City type women, things like that. How did that come about? How did you come to recognize who you were as a woman, as a Black woman, to want to celebrate other Black women when at the age growing up, that's not really what you saw?
So yeah, I grew up, very diverse in New York. We had all types of races and things like that in our schools. So it was definitely when I went to, I think, Virginia State University. I went to a HBCU, and that's when I really started to see just more people like me, more women like me, and especially when I moved back to New York.
So you had to wait to college to see more diversity? So you're saying that the schools and things that you went to wasn't as diverse?
Well, yeah, so in private school in New York, it was definitely a lot more Black girls, but there was, we had Muslim girls and, Hispanic girls. We didn't really see race at that time. So it wasn't until I moved to Virginia and there's a lot more Caucasian people that I started to kind of see the difference of us and them. And then when I went to college and I went to a HBCU, I saw all of the diverse black women around, how beautiful we were. And
was it like a culture shock though? I mean, to see so many of us in one spot when you was kind of like removed, not that you was removed from it, but that just was the demographics that you was in.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, at first it was, but I loved it. Like, it made me want to move back to New York where I felt like it was more diverse. Because Richmond can be, very, one way. So it was definitely like, wow, like all of these different women, all of these different walks of life, because everyone's from like the DMV, or you have people from the South, people from the North, you have people from everywhere in college. So it's like, I want to get this all the time. So that made me want to move back to New York and be around just so many different,
the diversity.
The diversity, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That is awesome. That is awesome.
But I still love Sex and the City. I still love Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, The Devil Wears Prada is still my favorite movie. Like, that shaped a lot of, like, my fashion sense and, like, that part of the design part of, like, who I am.
One thing I love, Ebony, is the fact that you are in tune with who you are as a black woman and still confident in the fact that you can love other too. That is amazing within itself. And I wish a lot more of us can do that, can be in love with who we are as a black person or a person of color, a minority person, and still be supportive of others as well. So I really love that about you. You know what I would like to get into? I would like to get into your products and services. Tell me a little bit about your product and the services that you provide.
Okay, so we sell jewelry, obviously. The earrings I have on now are from our Valentine's Day collection, and I have 2 of our necklaces on and 2 of our bracelets as well. Our pieces are sourced all over the world. We have pieces from India. All of our bangles are actually handcrafted in India. So,
oh, wow, so you get your stuff handcrafted?
Yeah, some of it's handcrafted. Some of it is, I'm working on some of my own designs as well. But I handpick the pieces all myself. I don't just like pick what's trending on the site. It's definitely very personal and long
process, right?
Right. It's a long process for me to pick out the pieces. Like, I like to go by myself, and I don't like to be shoved things shown to me. Like, I just want to find things organically. So, and I like to put the names to the pieces while I'm there. So it's just a long, laborious process.
It's a long, laborious process, but it's personal. So every piece is handpicked. So that's an awesome thing. So you're not just getting a bunch of just things just thrown at you,
right.
But anything that's on the site is full of love, actually,
right.
Full of time and full of patience and care,
right.
and that's what makes it more amazing.
Right.
And I can honestly say that's what makes it successful for you, because this girl has made this thing where she has turned this into a real business. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about turning your idea and your concept into a real business, where it's not just monetized just on social media and things like that, but where it can sustain you financially, where you pay taxes, you have the freedom to do more things, but you definitely have to put in the work. And I remember, without going into too much detail, but helping Ebony with her taxes, and I was really super pleased and happy at the fact that this young lady has taken this career and was able to make a sustained living off of this business. this business alone, you know, where this was her full-time job. And to see that, that's amazing to see that you have took the principles of the foundation and then you took off and ran with it and took it to another level. I love that you have done with your business. And I see so much more success for you and you taking it up higher. And I can't wait to see the pieces that you're designing and branding. And I can't wait to see your luxury line, because I know that it's going to be super successful. And I'm learning a lot from my daughter. I put a foundation and now she's helping me, because, you know, she's young and a millennial, and, you know, she's making me follow some of the things that she do. And she makes some time for her mother though, but she's taking me to a next level as well. I'm super excited to take this time out with you.
Thank you for having me.
And I want you to share your website. Let the people know where they can find you on social media and your websites.
Okay, so we are on lostqueens.com, lostqueens.com, and our Instagram is lost.queens, and our Twitter is lostqueens.
Awesome. So thank you again, Ebony. I really appreciate you being my first guest. It means a lot to me. I picked you because you're my firstborn, you're my special baby, and you're my first project. My first project of teaching entrepreneurs. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Sabrina Marie Show. It's been awesome. I had a super awesome guest. I can't wait to the next show, and I'll see you soon.